More than a year ago, Blackrock launched a spot Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. following approval from the SEC. The iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF, under the ticker IBIT, smashed industry records last year. In just 11 months, it reached more than $50 billion in assets, becoming what's known as the greatest launch in ETF history. Now, BlackRock is expanding access to its digital asset platform with the launch of the iShares Bitcoin ETF in Canada. Joining us now to talk about this more is Robert Mitchnick, head of digital assets for BlackRock. Hi, Robert. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
So the Canadian version of this ETF invests in the U.S. version, and it has the same ticker. So how is it? How would you describe it? How is it differentiated?
Yeah, well, really, this is about bringing IBIT and access to our Bitcoin ETF offering to Canadian investors. And so now this is a TSX listed product, which invests in the U.S. fund as an underlier. And so we're very excited to, be able to offer what's obviously been very successful, very well received in the U.S. market in the Canadian context now.
Now, you've partnered with RBC on the CTF. What's the importance and the significance of that strategy?
Well, that's part of our overall strategy and partnership that exists across the Canadian ETF landscape. So this is really just an extension of that, and we're excited to be able to expand the platform to include this Bitcoin offering now.
Now, you're not first to market, as you know, but it's often just as good to come later and be better. We know that others are in the field. So why now? Why is this an opportune time?
Sure. Well, we've been having conversations with investors across the world in response to the launch that happened in the U.S. in January of last year, and coming to understand the various ways that our clients on a global basis view the opportunity around Bitcoin in particular, and the unlock that an ETF would bring. And Canada is a market where we feel like there is a significant opportunity. As you note, there are a number of incumbent products in the market there, but we feel that similarly to how in the U.S. market, where there were 10 competitors that launched at the same time, the value proposition of a BlackRock product benefiting from the expertise and track record of the world's largest ETF manager, combined with the investments that we've made over multiple years in our digital assets capabilities, is a pretty compelling value proposition. And then you layer on top of that the liquidity that exists in IBIT itself, that now our TSX listed product has the ability to benefit from.
So this is being listed on the CBOE. Why was that exchange chosen?
We look at a bunch of factors when we think about product listings and exchange partnerships. Obviously, we have products across multiple exchanges in the Canadian market, just as we do in the U.S., but CBOE made a lot of sense for us in Canada.
All right. Now, I'm just curious about what would you say are the advantages? You've been touching on it, but for an investor, if they buy into this Bitcoin ETF, what are the advantages to buying it this way?
Yeah, well, we've seen this resonate with really all manner of investor types in the U.S. over the last year. The ability, really, for the first time for many investors to access Bitcoin exposure in a turnkey, convenient, efficient way. This product, now we've priced this at the low end of the fee range, and we compare that with the costs that investors have historically faced to develop their own crypto trading and custody arrangement directly. Tends to be much higher than this. So that simplicity and that ease of access has really resonated, as you noted off the top, in the U.S., and we're excited to be able to now offer that in Canada.
And Robert, what is the fee? And I'm assuming it's competitive, if not below some of the other providers?
Yeah, we priced it at the low end of the range, so it's 0.32% annually.
All right, and I know you're not a portfolio manager necessarily, but how would you say this can fit into someone's portfolio? Let's say it's a do-it-yourself investor, the average person.
Yeah. Well, we actually just put out a piece to that question because it's something that's on the minds of a very significant percentage of our clients as this asset has grown into increasing prominence with Bitcoin now, a $2 trillion asset by market cap. And the gist of the piece that we put out is that for those who do believe in Bitcoin's increasing adoption and would like to add it to a portfolio, that 1% to 2% is a reasonable starting range. And part of that is when we think about Bitcoin, it has the potential to be a unique diversifier. It's historically been largely uncorrelated with traditional risk assets like equities, and some of its drivers are typically quite distinct from those of traditional markets, and in some cases actually inverted. So a lot of investors think about Bitcoin increasingly as something that exists outside of traditional fiscal, geopolitical, currency debasement, inflation type risks. And that's what's drawn a lot of investors in the US and globally into Bitcoin in the last year.
All right.